Sweeper than soca. Yo, fire, you ready? Boy, 8 quattro. Boy, boom. Alright, so hands up, everybody put your hands up there in the sky up, till the sun start rise up. Sweeper, we come to celebrate life, and you know we party all night. So hands up, and let me hear you say, boy, vibes on gone to my cranium, and my whole crew fill up a stadium, and me causing pandemonium. Where put your hands in the air when they get the song, 1,000 people jump in the sun, and me causing pandemonium. I had a vision, yeah, one that wouldn't leave me. Some people jumping with one goal, yeah, and they whine and jumping holy, all creed, all race in one place. They leave their stress behind and let this sweet music play. And we not stop party from bacchanal time. They can't do without we. Then we link up, then we rounds up, and the crew start crowd round the big truck. When the sun starts setting quickly, people waistline pelting swiftly. Freedom, what we celebrate, tell them it's sweet time again. We don't care what nobody says. We being ourselves at the end of the day. People everywhere come out to party. So hands up, and let me hear you say, boy, vibes on gone to my cranium, and my whole crew fill up a stadium, and me causing pandemonium. Where put your hands in the air when they get the song, 1,000 people jump in the sun, and me causing pandemonium. Boy, causing pandemonium. Where causing pandemonium. So that we pick up the vibes, no stooshness, no suit or no tie. So many girl come catching me eye. Girl come wine and give me a blind. Now she give me no ratings. Girl wine like she wanna start mating. We don't care if the people start saying things. Carnival colorful like a painting. Round the world back to St. Lucia. We partying without approval. Outside my love is very crucial. So chase your dreams without refusal. Don't let them get you down. Pick your feet up off the ground. Freedom what we celebrate. Tell them it's sweet time again. We don't care what nobody say. We being ourselves at the end of the day. People everywhere come out to party. So hands up, and let me hear you say, boy, vibes on gone to my cranium, and my whole crew fill up a stadium, and me causing pandemonium. Hey, put your hands in the air when they get some. 1,000 people jump in the sun, and me causing pandemonium. Come and rise with the sun like a fence on my mind. Yeah, I got look at my cup and I'm not wasting time. You see this fete right there, it will come alive. We're bringing out the vibes, the music pumping, and everybody jumping. Them tell me keep it on the low, but no, I am the baddest on the team. Nobody stopping me, not even red light, most valuable. Me and my crew, we put the beat in a party. We go always be in a party. Looking for we find we in a party. Tell them say we bad when we come true. We cause a scene in a party. Sipping on punching in a party. Ever fresh and clean in a party. I am the NTP, yeah. I am the NTP. Most valuable party. If you are NTP, yeah. We are the NTP. Most valuable party. So let me see them hands up. Put up your hand in the air, let me see them flats up. Most valuable partiers. Now everybody start jump up. None of them can fed like we, so jump up. Most valuable partiers. Them call me the MVP like Steph Curry. From this a party thing we must hurry. Yeah, cause tonight we come alive. Girl, them walking up and not stopping. Celebration, champagne popping. Boy, and all hands up in the sky. Cause look the music pumping and everybody jumping. Them tell me keep it on the low. But no, I am the baddest on the team. Nobody stopping me. Not even red light, most valuable. Cause me and my crew, we put the beat in a party. We go always be in a party. Looking for we find we in a party. Tell them say we bad when we come true. We cause a scene in a party. Sipping on punching in a party. Ever fresh and clean in a party. I am the NTP, yeah. I am the NTP. Most valuable party. If you are NTP, yeah. most valuable partiers. Now everybody start jump up, jump up, jump up. None of them can fret like we, so jump up, most valuable partiers. MVP, say we are the MVP. Oh, MVP, most valuable partiers. MVP, from you are 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 MVP, from you are.
Welcome to another episode of The Round Table. Tonight I have a special guest here with me, Mr. Sidale, deeper than soca.
Deeper.
Straight out of St. Lucia, based in Brooklyn here. Sidale has been a friend of the family for a minute, right? Since in the days of Spice Jams Radio, you definitely, and you know, it's a pleasure to see the growth from where you were at that time. Now you're pretty much synonymous with the whole St. Lucian Carnival vibe. I definitely follow you on Instagram, so I see a lot of your postings. You're not just about the music, but also about the art form.
Yeah.
So welcome, guys. Welcome one and all. Don't forget we are simultaneously broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. So you can check it out on both. For the people who have YouTube Premium, they could probably just, if you want to listen to the audio, You could play it in the background, and as you know, it's gonna be live, uncut, unedited, and raw. That's what we're about at the round table. So, without any further ado, welcome, sir.
What are you saying?
Gassa. Everything blessed.
Gassa. Yo, Grenadians always say it. They say Gasso.
Yeah.
My brethren remix always say Gasso. And I'm like, dog, it's Gassa.
Gassa.
Yeah.
All right. So I have actually a St. Lucian friend I used to work with back in the day, and you know, she used to try to teach me a few of those things, but slipped through the crack, I guess. So tell us a little bit about what's happening with Sidale right now. Where's everything happening?
Well, things are happening all over the place.
So talk to me. Where?
Sidale right now. But there's so much I could say. But I will say this. Right now, I think I'm in a place where in between.
Yeah.
I feel like people know me as an artist, but not enough people know me. So I guess I would equate it to me not being totally mainstream. And of course, every artist's ambition is to get to be a household name or be a mainstream artist. So for me now, it's just to be putting in the work to the point where everybody, when you say Sidale, oh, Sidale said, no, sure, they know who I am one time. Some people might know the music, but they don't necessarily know, okay, this is the guy who sings that particular song. So I think when you get to the point where people can marry the songs with the face, that's when you comfortably, you know, will be considered a mainstream act.
So I have a funny story about exactly what you just said. So one of the content managers who helps put the show together, so we were talking and I'm like, yeah, you know, we have Sidale this Tuesday. And she's like, I don't think I know who's Sidale. So I was like, wait, played 2 songs. She's like, oh, so is he that sang? Yeah. So there's definitely merit to what you say. So what is some of the things you are doing as an artist now to go from, hey, you know what, I'm successful, or what I consider successful within your community right now. You can't say St. Lucian music and don't call your name, Motto, and maybe a couple of the others, like, you know, the household names like the Ricky T. But right now I consider you right there at the breakthrough. So tell me some of the things you did to get where you at right now, like how to work, because I think it was 5 years ago we had you on, or maybe a little bit less.
5 years already?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
It's 5 years already. Might be a little bit more too. And you know, you were doing the soca thing, and he's like, yeah, and we're like, yeah, man, Sidale, everything's sounding good. So tell me a little bit about the work that took you from that to where you are now.
Right. So I think first of all, working on my craft.
Yeah.
As like any other artist, you have to find yourself. So when I came into the game, I, of course, like many other artists, heavily influenced by dancehall.
Okay.
So Bounty Killer, my favorite artist, Elephant Man, Spraga Benz. Also, a lot of people don't know this, I'm also heavily influenced by hip hop, right? So you have to now navigate through all these inspirations and find who you are as an artist. I think I got a good grasp on it, especially when you had artists like Bungie Garlin and Skinny Fabulous, who, again, two of my favorite artists. I kind of patterned myself, you know, from their style as well as the dancehall style as well. Eventually, I got to the point where I had to become me, my own self. And then I started finding little things about me that is unique to only me and not any other artist. I developed myself, my voice, performing. I listen to my old tracks and I say, yo, I don't sound like how I used to sound before. I don't perform like how I used to perform before. So these, of course, are the fundamental things that helped me get to where I'm at today. Also, social media plays a big role in what we do as artists. Getting your face out there, getting people to be familiar and acquainted with simple things from your music to what you're eating for breakfast. So I do that. I'm very big on social media because I believe that's like our channel. I think of it like TV. You watch TV, you have different channels, ABC, NBC, and depending on the programming on that channel, what you know, attracts you as a viewer, that's what you're going to stop and watch. So the same thing applies to social media. All of us and our social media accounts is a channel. So what's going to make people stop on my channel and watch what I'm doing? So I try to come up with different things to engage people. I think at first, and again, I trying to figure it out because I haven't figured out. At first, I used to just bombard them with music, and then I realized people don't want to just hear you have a new song. They want to know you on a deeper level. They want to know what you do in your everyday life. What do you eat? Where do you go? What your personality is like. So I started trying to show my personality some more. And that's difficult for me because a lot of people don't know I'm very shy.
Really?
And I'm an introvert. When I tell people I'm shy, they go believe me.
Yeah, that's hard to believe for me right now.
Yeah. I'm very shy. And for me now to have to step out of that shell and show people personality, show them the kind of person that I am, it proves to be challenging sometimes, but I think it's something that we have to kind of get over and work through. I probably will not ever be this big outgoing guy, but I still have to understand that you have people out there who want to talk to you, they want to communicate with you, and when they come up to you, you need to be willing to accept them in a warm manner too, especially coming from a place like St. Lucia. Let me tell you about St. Lucia. St. Lucia will humble you quick.
Yeah.
The minute you think, oh, is this big star? Nah, they bring you down and make you know.
Caribbean people, because
you think so?
Grenada
the same way.
Ooh, don't be an artist and feel like you outgrow Grenadians. They will turn on you like sharks in bloody water. So I think it might be something to do with Caribbean people being proud. Yeah, because I think a lot of the experiences that people have within the islands, they might think it's unique to their island, but being in New York gives you kind of like the feel for what's going on around, and I think it's a Caribbean thing.
But you know what though? I do think there are distinct cultural differences amongst the islands.
I agree.
I was actually having this conversation in Wildfire in the studio a couple days ago. When he first started coming to St. Lucia, I used to tell him, dog, let me go in the crowd, mingle with the people, and just give them a feel of us. And then now, when you get on stage, people go be like, yo, that is him man now, just in the crowd with us. He's so chill, he's so irie, we go support him. You know what he told me? You do that in Trinidad, they look at you like, what are you doing? Because in Trinidad, if you now just in the crowd,
you're not a celebrity.
You're not a celebrity. It's like you're a quote-unquote commoner. So in Trinidad, it's like they want their stars to be stars. That doesn't mean they want people to treat them badly. But they have you on somewhat of a pedestal. You understand? But the culture in St. Lucia is different. They want to be, you have to be accessible to your supporters.
Mr. Legs alluded to the same thing a few weeks ago. He's like, when I'm in Trinidad, and I show up to a show, I don't have to, say too many things. It's like, this is that man, get him here, pass him through here. Not in Grenada. They don't care. You could be Jesus walking on water. If you have to pay. And I think they take pride in humbling you. Like, don't come around here and pretend, you're a big guy. So there is a difference. Do you think it's because of, I guess, the population size?
I think that has a role to play in it. Trinidad is like, in certain senses, a first world country in the Caribbean.
Correct.
So they have first world tendencies, as much as it's a Caribbean island. So I think something like that is something that you would see in a first world country. But going back to St. Lucia and Grenada, life is about checks and balances, and that's why I like St. Lucia. You cannot play like you're the biggest thing. They will let you know, we like your music, but guess what, Panda? Cool yourself. You understand? So it's good. It keeps you humble. It keeps you grounded. And I think as artists, we need to be grounded.
So I know, like I said, you're kind of like an ambassador for St. Lucia, because I see a lot of posts from you, and a lot of times it's not about you.
Right.
It's about the culture. It's about how do we move forward as a unit. And I really like that advocacy that you push. So one of the last things that I saw you advocated for, and I think you actually got it overturned, was the whole Denary thing being banned on Instagram. Like if you hashtag that, it wouldn't show up because some people reported it.
It was the St. Lucia Carnival and thing.
So explain that little thing. Did you have anything to do with it being like reverse, Instagram reversing their position to have the, because I think if you had hashtag slew and Denary, you couldn't see any images.
Right.
And I think there was an outcry on social media, and you were one of the first persons I saw advocating for that. And eventually Instagram reversed their position and they released the hashtag. So tell me a little bit, was that you behind the scene? Was it the collective voice? What was the...
I think it was a collective voice. I won't take credit for that. But I used my platform just to let people know what was going on. I had seen it somewhere else as well from another user on Instagram. And when I went to check it out, I realized the posts were not popping up.
Right.
So, you know, everybody came together and they started, you know, making noise about it, and eventually Instagram reversed it. And I think the same happened for Trinidad hashtag too. I mind you, Trinidad Carnival wasn't even around yet. And they were blocking the post from it. But with that being said, I think as an artist, my approach as an artist, and Bob Marley said it, I'm not an artist and my talent is not for me.
Right.
My talent is for the people, right? We are beacons of inspiration. Somebody else inspired me, so it's my job now to inspire other people.
To return the favor.
Right. I take this thing very seriously. I always tell other artists in St. Lucia that I think an artist is more important to a society than even a politician.
And I think so too.
And by that, let me explain something to you. I remember growing up, this has to be 96, 7, 8, when Sizzler released Black Woman and Child, that album, to show you how influential artists are. When that album came out, of course the message of that album was peace, unity, black love, loving women and whatnot. And when that album came out, the crime rate across the Caribbean, especially in Jamaica, it went down. And it's because everybody's consuming this particular message. And that goes to show you how influential and important an artist is. A lot of information gets dispersed through music. I'll give you an even more recent example. Jay-Z one time said in a song, we don't drive the X5s anymore, that's a BMW, we give them to our baby mamas. Sales go down. Because now, Jay-Z said, we're not driving X5.
Everybody now
you understand? So that goes to show you how influential artists are. And for me, I take it very seriously. How I move, what I say, I think I have to be careful and deliberate in what I do.
Right. So what would be your main things you think you want to advocate for? Everybody picks like their platform. All right, I'm Sidale, I'm for education. I'm Sidale, I'm for, you know, ending violence. What would be your pet project you think you want to advocate for?
That's a good question. If you look at I think it's on my Twitter bio.
I really don't do Twitter a lot.
Yeah, Twitter is
when I look at Twitter, Twitter is a
vibe. Twitter is a vibe. My bio says social equality advocate. Okay. Right? So I'm all for social equality. Another thing a lot of people don't know about me, a huge part of me and my upbringing and my morals I got from the Rastafarian way of life. I was deep in my Rasta thing, you know. I mean, I didn't have no dreads or anything, but I used to have my little Selassie patch and thing. And I just used to read and try to understand their way of life. And again, just yesterday I was having this conversation. Look how life funny, eh? Look how long Rasta say. Don't eat
meat.
pork.
Yeah,
They tell you about the vegan lifestyle.
Yeah, free up the herb.
Right?
Yeah.
They talk about legalizing marijuana.
And look where it's going now, right?
Look where it's going now. Everybody now wants to repackage what the fellas were saying 20, 40 years ago.
So that's the funny thing about capitalism. It's not cool until you figure out a way to monetize it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely.
You could be the roughest, toughest thing. Once they figure out a way how to sell it, they make it acceptable. They will figure out a way. And that's just capitalism. Now, it's crazy that there's a lot of young black people locked up
because
of that thing. And white people are about to capitalize on that big time. So, you know, it's definitely an eye-opener to see that, you know, that's the thing. And I'm hoping, especially young brothers around our age group, is smart enough to get into that business, because we smoke it, we know it, we've been cultivating it for years. So,
brother, if we go down and talk about that,
that's going to be
I think we're going to be here for 2 hours. But let me tell you, another thing I'm very passionate about is the youth.
Right.
Now, I feel like my position as an artist, I in between. I'm not a rookie, but it's not like I there for 50 years or 30 years. So I ain't that old.
You're a grandpa.
Right. So I like the middle child, I in the middle. Coming up as an artist, my experience, a lot of the older heads, they never mentored those that were coming up behind them. And one of the things that one of the cycles I wanted to break was that. And you have artists coming around, new artists like Shemi J. Shemi J personally was an artist that I mentored. First time meeting him, take him under my wing and show him the ropes. You have Keisha from St. Lucia.
I've been hearing a lot about Keisha.
Yeah, man. Keisha, let me tell you.
She's the one that sing Back It Up?
People, man?
TPM, right.
And I love Keisha because Keisha reminds me of me because she's a hustler. A huge part of being an artist is being a hustler.
A seller. You have to be able to sell your product.
Talent, I always tell people, talent is like 10% of the game.
Right.
The most talented people I know, they don't have that level of success you would think they would have because of their level of talent. Because they're not hustling, they're just relying on their talent.
It's easy come.
Right. And sometimes, you know, I sit back and I tell myself, boy, I wish I could have sing like this man. But then I say, you know what? Maybe God put certain limitations on me, so then I have to work harder. You understand? So I like to embrace the younger artists and give them guidance, because I feel like in the Caribbean sometimes we have this mentality that if we share information, this person will be better than us and they'll surpass us or whatnot. So I don't subscribe to that.
Right. So
I believe we ought to share information.
So there is a saying that I learned really young, and it says, knowledge is one of the few things when shared grows. And that's why even in this situation here with this studio, there's a lot of young DJs that we as a team is bringing up right now and grooming and saying, hey, this is how you do this, this is how you do that.
Right.
Sometimes me and Silence, we be up at night, yo, how did this guy play? What did you think? You know? Just to get that thing, because what I've realized now, like I've been back to my country for pretty regularly over the last 2 years. And I used to play a lot of basketball, a lot, like represent, you know, I used to play a lot. And I remember when we were coming up, we get to the basketball court, it was like an honor to make it onto the side with the bigger boys.
Right.
You understand?
Right. I can relate,
And the same people that had left Grenada playing basketball is the same people that are playing today. None of the generation that came behind us is playing sports. It's probably like 4 or 5. Sometimes you can't even get a good game because there's not enough people. So I'm wondering what is causing the disconnect between us millennials and this new generation that's coming up, whereby it's like there's a disconnect. Nobody wants to join, or nobody wants to keep certain traditions is going or anything. What do you think we can do as, like, you know, the generation pretty much that's running the world right now? We're in our 30s. We're the ones that's taking over and becoming policymakers.
Right.
Where do you think we're going wrong? What can we do now? And I'm talking about, and it's the same thing across music, sports. So.
Right. Well, I think like, culture evolves. Culture is never stagnant. And I hear from the older folks a lot of times that, oh, when we were this age, we were not doing that. And I try not to. I find myself saying it too.
I find myself saying it.
Then I
reel it back.
Yeah, I reel it back and I say, you know what? Yeah. The youths now have a different way of doing things. They have a different mindset. And we have to adapt. Now, that doesn't mean you don't instill certain principles and certain aspects of your culture in them. But we do have to understand it's a new day.
Right.
You know what my brethren told me today? And he didn't even know how to handle it. The man catches 11-year-old son watching porn. Right? Now, he's like, first of all, when he was 11, he had access to computer. And
Right.
Man see this son watching porn a whole month now. And he don't know how to approach it.
Yeah.
And he's surprised that an 11-year-old, so advanced, first of all, using the device, and then using the device to watch sexual things.
Yeah.
And he trying to figure out like how to deal with it. And guess what? Yeah. Welcome to 2020. That's what it is. Yeah. The kids know stuff. I have a niece. My niece is like, what, 5 years old? Yeah. She know how to go on the iPad and find things without anybody teaching her. So they have a certain level of awareness at a younger age. Yeah. So we now, as the older folks, have to adapt and know how to communicate, know how to talk to them. I think our parents from before, well, not our parents from before, but our parents back in the day, West Indian parents didn't know how to talk to their children about certain topics.
Yeah, everything seemed to be taboo. A lot of we grew up by ourselves, basically. I don't know.
In certain aspects, yes.
What? As you speak about that, it's like a lot of West Indian households were about tough love.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
You know.
I never get no. Oh, good job, son.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah. But you grow to understand how they show love and affection.
Yes.
When I turned 17, I ain't getting no sex talk from my parents. My mother buy me a book. I don't know if you remember that book. So You're a Teenager. They have one for boys, they have one for girls.
I remember the book.
Right?
Yeah.
My father come to me, I never forget that. I turned 17, I'm in the kitchen. Yeah. I'm making a little breakfast. My father walk up, he walking up and down like, he want to tell me something, but he ain't how to say it. Finally, he get the courage to say it. He say, Sidel, you 17 now, use a condom, and he just walk off. You understand? So we were able to I guess, take that little information and
figure it
out. But now there's so much going on in the world. You have to talk to the kids and talk to them in detail because they will go and ask their friends, and sometimes their friends think they know and they don't know.
True.
And lead them astray.
Yeah, man. So talk to me about Sidel's style, because usually we got to get pictures for the promo for the show, and you know, I was going through your Instagram, man, everything seemed to be in ultra high definition. So talk to me about the curated pictures on your Instagram page.
Well, being an artist, an important part of it is your image. When you look at all the mainstream artists, they're always well put together, well dressed. Yeah. I think traditionally, well, I could speak for St. Lucia. I don't know, I was just having this conversation too. I don't know if traditionally in Trinidad or Grenada, if it was a thing for artists to like dress up and.
Definitely not in Grenada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so in St. Lucia either. For the most part, I mean, men used to make their little customized suit and thing, but for the most part, it wasn't something that was a thing. Artists look like the people who they were performing for. Now, I think the soca game has you know, caught up to the fashion. You have people like Lyrical, Problem Child.
Faye and Bungie be killing it.
Let me tell you, watch here. They are different levels to this, you know, though.
Yeah, Faye and Drip.
Bungie and them is designer now, you know.
Strictly designer.
Yeah. So, and I love it.
I like it.
I
like their style.
I love it because you know what? I was having this conversation again. I think I was actually having it with Leroy, you know.
Yeah.
In soca, we never see the fruits of the artist's labor.
Success.
All right? In hip hop, Meek Mill bus, Rick Ross bus, Jay-Z, whatever. We see the cars, we see the clothes, the jewelry, we see the houses, we see the success. In soca, we don't see it. Now, the culture's a bit different, right? But I believe now we need to get to the point where people need to understand, the youth need to understand, hey, because here's another thing. A lot of times, the older folks deter us from taking the path of the arts.
The risk.
Right? Because they figure it's not profitable, it's not sustainable.
No money in that. Go to school, get your subjects.
Right. And which is important too, but it doesn't mean you cannot be successful for music. And we need to see examples of people who are successful. So I want to see Bungie in designer. I want to see the big house he have if he wants to show us his house. I want to see the big car. I want to see everything. Because I know there's sustainability being an artist. Look at Rihanna. Rihanna's from Barbados. Rihanna's one of the biggest artists now.
She's about to be a billionaire pretty soon.
Soon. Yeah. Soon. So you cannot tell me there's no money or being an artist is not a good career choice. So fashion and image is important. And I ain't saying I have the most money. I always tell my partners, yo, you're looking at me and saying the thing fresh. You're like, no. I ain't spending more than $50 for a sneaker. I not buying no expensive clothes. I working on a budget. By the end of the day, you have to put your thing together proper. You understand?
So your style team is just you, or you have a crew with you?
I don't have no crew. I have, I mean, one or two people, you know.
That inspires and makes suggestions. Okay?
Right. But I mean, I like to consider myself somebody who knows a little fashion.
Okay.
Favorite
designer?
You see, I ain't that.
Yeah.
I don't know about design. I'm ASOS,
I
had Primark. You understand?
Yeah. I like Primark styles.
What you mean, style. King's Plaza,
Primark? Lately, I've been shopping, if that's a word, budgeter and budgeteer. You know, my price range has been coming down and down and down. So,
I telling you, dog. Yeah, me a top up my shot. I mean, So it doesn't mean you have to spend a whole bunch of money to look good. Yeah. And let me tell people, y'all want to know where? I have the link. Check me, DM me.
Yeah, okay. I'm definitely gonna check you because I want to keep fresh too for every week I can't come here with the same shirt.
Yeah, true.
And I can't afford a Gucci shirt like some boys out there. So, you know, I definitely need the link. So, in terms of the career, tell me what's next, what's coming up, what's soon to happen.
Right, so another thing about me, and I'm a student of the game. I like to consider myself a student of the game. So, I pay attention to what other artists are doing, not only in the soca game, but hip hop, pop, whatever. A lot of artists diversify their hustle. So, respect my G. Yes, I. You want to top up too?
Yeah, I need that top up.
So most artists diversify their hustle. So Jay-Z started singing. He had sneakers, he had rocker wear.
Right.
He was involved in Douce, Tidal, all kind of thing. For me, Nets, right? For me, I'm now branched off into being a promoter. So for the last 5 years, I've had 2 events in St. Lucia.
Okay.
One called Transcend and one called GOB, which is a boat ride.
I've seen videos from Transcend.
Right. So for me, and another reason why I started Transcend is because I just got tired of begging promoters to be on this show, and I said, you know what?
You gotta do your own thing.
Let me do my own show.
Yeah.
You understand? And I think being an artist, you need to have cards. You understand? To raise your value. So I'm an artist, I do good music, fine, that's 1. Now I'm a successful promoter, that is 2. So my value increases. Maybe I might start a clothing line.
Right.
Who knows, I might start making headphones for you to listen to your music, right? So the more you do as an artist, the more value you have. You understand? So that is the vibe that I'm on, and I encourage all artists to do the same thing. Kev, what are you saying? You coming to St. Lucia next year? Transcend? If I having you? You always welcome, brother. What do you mean? You're always invited. Everybody's invited. So
you want to invite the GMGT crew to
the whole crew invited, though. What do you mean? Everybody's invited. And St. Lucia Carnival right now is one of the hottest carnivals.
It's growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so talk to me about St. Lucia Carnival.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
Because I've seen some videos from last year and I was like, wow.
Mad. And I'm so proud of our island.
Yeah.
Because we've come a long way.
Yeah.
I remember when Carnival was the week of Carnival, which is like the climax.
Yeah.
The leading up to Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
One event on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
One event on the Friday, Juve, Carnival Monday, Tuesday, that is it. Now, you can't find space to have an event. It's event after event. And people coming in, foreigners, all kind of thing. Let me show you how many people coming to St. Lucia who came this year. My boat ride, we released our tickets in April. This is April, May, June, July. 3 months away from the boat ride. Tickets sell out. Never happened in St. Lucia before. To the point where people on the ground in Lucia, like vexing me, like, yo, how you many things sell out already? You say no tickets? Because Lucians, we last minute, we buy our tickets the day before. You understand?
Typical Caribbean.
But hey, what? Foreigners, they don't play that. They plan. So they know, okay, I'm going there, they buying a ticket in advance. They don't care if it's 3 months out, they buying it. So it's just a testament to show you that how many people are coming and who are going to be coming next year.
So let's pause here for a second with the foreigners coming in, planning, and the locals waiting last minute. How difficult is that as a promoter to kind of figure out budget? Because I've done some promoting for myself, and let's say you don't have the foreign base and you have the locals to depend on sales. It's unnerving. Like, man, it's 2 days before the event. I only sold 10 tickets. I know my overheads is XYZ. I wonder if people's going to show up on the night, you know?
Bro, that's me every year.
Yeah.
Transcend.
Yeah.
The boat ride, good.
Yeah.
Transcend is good too, but again, Transcend is the Tuesday.
Yeah.
Most of the foreigners coming in on a Wednesday.
Right.
Right? So most of the ticket sales is locals. I just be the Monday.
Yeah.
Dog, I scared.
Yeah.
I scared. Like, yo, what going on?
What going on?
Next thing you know, boom. Tickets sold out.
Yeah, 300 people. How do we change that attitude?
Here's what's going to happen. That's what I think is going to happen. At least for St. Lucia. Because now they realize that the foreigners not playing and they want to be part of these events.
Right.
they will follow suit. Because nobody wants to go to work parties, everybody wants to be part of the popping parties. And if you know, well, I need to buy my ticket early to be part of it,
right,
they'll buy it early. This year I might release my tickets in January, though. Nah, I'm joking. But the point is, the game has changed.
Right.
And Carnival now is not just a thing. Carnival is a business now.
It's a business. Yeah.
And I'm happy that St. Lucia is taking that approach. We've already had meetings in August about 2020 with, you know, the relevant authorities, our events company and whatnot. Events St. Lucia, sorry, which is the governing board of the carnival. Typically, these meetings would have happened the following year, a month before carnival. So now they've realized that, hey, we have a product that people are eating up.
Right.
Economically speaking, it's bringing in a lot of money to the country. So hey, we need to capitalize on this and not drop the ball. The music is trending, the carnival is trending, so let's ensure that we have everything organized. Another thing, let me tell you though, carnival, there are so many people in St. Lucia this year. The biggest concert of the season, I was booked for it. I live 10 minutes away from the venue, right? I jump in a car, drive in. Brother.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Take you like 2 hours to get it?
2 hours, I miss my performance.
Wow.
I miss my performance, the biggest crowd.
Yeah.
This is Kes was the headliner, you have Patrice, Nadia, Farmer. So obviously, you want to be on that stage. Bro, I miss the performance. I wear my nice piece of suit. I put that suit back. Next thing I coming back in my suit. I ain't playing.
You ain't wasting it.
Yeah. But that just goes to show you, and I've never seen that before in my life.
Right.
I've never gone to an event in St. Lucia and I have to be in traffic for 2 hours. No.
So, how do we protect the local vibe, which is why I think these smaller islands carnival is attracting people.
Right.
Because the bigger island, like let's say Trinidad, Barbados, it has become so commercial that it's losing a lot of the island feel. Like I want to come and get something authentic. Everything in the big island seems to be like a full production. Now, Grenada is trending, St. Lucia is trending, even I think Antigua
looking up.
Looking up, you know.
Vinci too.
Vinci. So how do we keep that but still bring people in to enjoy what we have to offer? How do we maintain that balance? Because Grenada Carnival 2019 just gone. Everybody now wants to follow the bigger islands and do all-inclusive fetes. I can't tell you how many all-inclusive fetes that I went to in Grenada, and it was half full because the foreigners is coming wants to go to that, but the locals ain't buying into it yet. You know? So you had a lot of events where the venues was half full. So how do we, you know, say, well, all right, maybe I don't do an all-inclusive, but I do something that can cater to both sides and keep some of that authenticity before it just becomes a whole Grenada, Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia. Everybody's just looking the same.
Right. So that's a good question. And we've had, and by we I say promoters, artists, other stakeholders of Carnival in St. Lucia, we've had extensive conversations about this because we don't want to prevent people from coming. Right. But you do want to maintain your identity.
When somebody comes to St. Lucia for Carnival, they should feel like St. Lucia. They shouldn't feel this is Trinidad Light or Trinidad A or Trinidad B.
And you know what? A lot of the Trinidadians I talk to, if they feel like Barbados, for instance, I've heard this before. They go to Barbados and they feel like it's too much Trini. They vex, you know. Because they're like, yo, we do Trinidad Carnival early in the year. We ain't coming for that. So I think that we need to, of course, make it be known that people could come in.
We ain't stopping people because that's adding to the economy. Right. So my thing is, bring as many people as you want, but how do we not, you know, everybody trying to be Trinidad or Barbados, which is pretty much the two biggest carnivals in the Caribbean right now. How do we maintain, like, for example, the Jab and the Dennery, and how do, because...
It's Dennery, dog.
Dennery.
Come on, G.
Dennery, my bad.
You don't come St. Lucia and say Dennery.
So I got corrected on what? Gassa. Gassa.
Oh, you can't embarrass me. You come St. Lucia and say Dennery. Send you back on that plane, you shut up.
Yo,
You good now? You good now?
Shout out to Charlene and Elza. That's two of my St. Lucian friends. I'm embarrassing you guys. Like I didn't learn anything.
Wow.
So the Dennery segment. How do we, maintain that? Because I'm about, listen, if I'm coming here, it's because I want to get what you have. I don't want to hear what's happening somewhere else. Because even in Grenada, a lot of the complaints after Carnival is like, oh my God, all the DJs keep playing all this foreign music, or, and nothing against foreigners again. But
really? In Grenada, you'll have that complaint?
Yeah.
I always view you all as a people who are very supportive of the artists and their music.
We are.
Because one thing I love about Grenada, and I've seen it done in Dominica as well, you will bring in a foreign act. You might bring in Marshall Montano, biggest act in soca, and he wouldn't close the show. No. You'll have local acts after him, and people staying.
Yeah. That's the
And
job.
I love that, because typically in St. Lucia, if Marshall come, Marshall closing the show.
Right.
There's nobody else coming on after Marshall. You understand? So I like that about y'all. So it's surprising for me to hear you say that y'all have those complaints.
Yeah, a lot of DJs. Well, not DJs, but a lot of the patrons.
People.
It's like, hey man, like we do something in Grenada that I don't think is done in any other island called Monday Night Mass.
I love that.
With the lights and stuff. And that's one of the biggest complaints every year. The DJs are not mixing it up enough, and the DJs are not playing local enough, because I think everybody think, oh, we have these foreigners here, so we have to
cater to them.
But the foreigners is not coming in for that.
Right.
The foreigners, if they wanted to keep hearing that, they would have stayed right where
they want a taste of it.
Yeah, they want a taste of it, but that's not the draw.
Right, precisely.
I've never heard a tourist come and be like, man, I can do with some, some mac and cheese. No, they come to your island, they want oil down, they want, the local stuff.
Right.
So, my thing is about preserving the culture. I love to see when culture is authentic, when it's preserved. But it seems like we are always willing to give it up if we think there's $1 at the end of that line.
Right.
And usually after a few years, it's nothing. Look at what happened to Soca Monarch in Trinidad. It almost disappeared until Fian had to come back in, because it just became about the money. If there wasn't the money, the big names weren't taking part, it was no longer about the culture.
Right.
So how do we preserve that?
I think there needs to be clear communication between the stakeholders. There needs to be order.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, St. Lucia, our biggest challenge right now is competing with foreign promoters. So you might have an event that's known to be on a Saturday at 2 p.m. and the next man wants to come and do something and that's at that same time, and then the next man come again. And so I think there's space for everybody. If we have some kind of order and say, yo, okay, I hear you there, this other person there, it will save a lot of headache. Because everybody is in their corner trying to mastermind their thing. And then now when flyers start coming out, oh, this man on my date, and da-da-da-da, and then now it's conflict, and it's like, oh, the men come from where they come from, and want to have thing.
Right.
And I think if we just communicated, that would help alleviate some of the problems. Because again, I would love to see like a soca brainwash in St. Lucia.
Right.
We already have Caesar's Army in St. Lucia. We have Yuma, and they contribute to our carnival, and they collaborate with other local promoters, which I think is also vital. Let's work together. You come St. Lucia, we do something. How about we come Trinidad, we do something with you all over there as well. It's just about communicating. I think for us, our music always going to be pumping. St. Lucia music pumping right through. With the Dennery segment, it's a genre of music that's not just limited to carnival time. So all year round it's dropping. So that is always going to be our identity. Foreign music will play. We love the foreign artists as well. A lot of the foreign artists, most of us are friends.
Yeah.
So you're going to hear me say, yo, don't play pretty song. Pretty is my brethren.
Yeah.
Don't play lyric. That is my brethren.
Right.
You understand? But we just have to know when we say Nusha, the majority of it ought to be saying Nusha. When we in Trinidad, the majority ought to be Trinidad. And I'll say this about Trinidad. I love Trinidad. I was there in August. I just feel it for Trinidad artists because that is the Mecca. They not only have to compete with their artists,
they have to compete to the outside.
Outside as well. So I always used to say to myself, like, yo, I really feel like it's unfair to them when it comes to like Soca Monarch.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have a local Monarch and then have an international one.
That could work.
Because why? Trinidad alone already have 1 million artists. And then now we have to deal with artists who now come in with a momentum.
Yeah.
Because their songs may have gotten big outside, and now they come into Trinidad with that momentum, while the artists in Trinidad have to build it from the ground up. So, and I'm an outsider saying that.
Right.
So I just looking at it from all different angles, and I feel that there's a bit hard sometimes.
So talk to me about the unity in the soca fraternity, because it seems like a lot of artists do get along and like genuinely like to be around each other.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah,
so
man.
talk to me about how does that work? How does collaborating work? Like who reaches out? How does like somebody say, hey, I have a song idea? Talk to me a little bit about that process.
Collaboration is very important. I got my work ethic, and I just told Fire that 2 days ago.
Where's Fire from?
Fire was born here.
Yeah.
Mother is Grenadian, and his father is Trinidadian.
Okay.
Right. A lot of people think he's Saint Lucian.
Yeah.
I
thought so too.
Yeah, passport. Sorry. When I met Fire, Young Image, who I think was there last week. Young Image, Fire, Marcus, Jew, JRE from Grenada.
Yeah.
I walk into the studio and I say, yo, I know none of them men. So I had to be better than all of them. Right? This is me being young and somewhat arrogant.
Right.
And when I walked into the studio and I listened to all their projects, each man have like 10 unreleased songs.
Yeah.
Just stack up real.
Just sitting there waiting.
Ready. I guess how many songs I had? 0. So I say to myself, yo, how I could say I this good artist and I don't even have no songs in the stash ready to release.
Right.
And then I observed them and how they work. Them men was in studio every day. Morning till night time, wake up, do it again.
Yeah.
That's what all they did. I think in St. Lucia, that is what we were lacking. And even now, RIP to Lebo. Lebo's one of the grandfathers of the thing in St. Lucia. Legendary producer and engineer. Outside of him, there's nobody in St. Lucia really sitting in a studio all day, just working. I'm sure 1, 2 men doing it, but when I go Trinidad and I come up here, that is their job.
That's the life.
Life, right. So when I see that, I like, nah, boy, I had to now catch up.
Yeah.
So I thinking I is top thing. Nah, you're a top thing in partner. So now I start working, and when now I get to a point, they looking at me like, yo, you have it.
Yeah.
You understand? And then I go to St. Lucia and I telling my artist friends in St. Lucia, yo,
you need to work harder.
we need to work harder. We already come from a small island. We need to work twice as hard to get half of what the other artists get. So all that came through collaboration, right? So that kind of started it for me. Then I met people like Pretty, Brethren. Look out for me and say, yo, I had this song, I think we'll sound good on it.
Right.
We've done 2 songs already, we've done very well in St. Lucia, shot 2 videos, done very well.
Yeah.
We're working on something else as well. He and Fire are examples of 2 artists who I've worked with who are now introduced to the St. Lucian culture.
Right.
And now they're pretty much a part of our carnival.
Right.
So when Fire like a Lucian, when Fire step in St. Lucia, oh, Fire, it's Fire, ting. You understand? When Pretty come in St. Lucia, they know Pretty You understand? And that's how I think we should be as artists. And I love that. You see, like hip hop, they always have some beef and thing, and I'm sure some artists don't get along, but I don't think it's the overwhelming sentiment.
Right.
Look at Uber Soca Cruise going on now. I wish I was on, but you know.
Uber
Kevin
Soca.
will be the next year. But look at how everybody moving together.
Right.
And I love that. I love that we check for each other. Another artist who always look out for me, lyrical, in studio giving suggestions. Yeah, sing this way, that way, or just giving advice as an artist. For me, you willing to share knowledge with me, I appreciate that 100%.
So talk to me about competition. I know you've been in competition in St. Lucia, right?
Soca Monarch, yeah.
Soca Monarch. Have you won?
I did Soca Monarch a few times, came second twice, never won.
Never won.
Next year though?
Yeah, you're winning. Next year is
I
yours.
can put it out in the atmosphere?
Yeah, put it out, man.
I'm in the next year.
All right. Okay.
I came second in 2015 with Neighbor.
Yeah, I remember that song.
And funny story about that Monarch, it was the first year of Transcend. Transcend was the Saturday, Monarch was the Sunday. Literally, it's my first time doing my own show, so my focus was on my show.
Sure, right.
Transcend done, and putting on an event, a concert, is a lot of work.
I couldn't imagine.
I exhausted, lost my voice, everything. Transcend done.
Yeah.
I wake up next morning and realize I don't have a presentation. I don't have nothing done. Yo, we go and shoot an intro video.
Yeah.
We had to do some breakfast fets, perform. Mind you, no voice. I on the stage lip syncing.
Yeah.
No voice. From there, run, do the intro video.
Yeah.
Shoot it. Send the man home to edit it.
Yeah.
Go home, I say I go catch a nap. Nap?
Yeah.
Nah. Can't sleep. Get to the stadium now.
Yeah.
My dancers now practicing the dance. The mic in my hand already. My little cousin Chelsea next to me, she crying. Because she's like, yo, you have no voice, how you going to sing? Now I in a little panic too. And me and Fire had to pull me away from the chaos because everybody like, they panicking. Fire tell me, bro, don't worry about nothing. When you reach on stage, the adrenaline will get you. I have the mic in man, my dancers can't get the moves right there. I say, hey, what? Just it. It don't make sense. You're coming on stage and messing it up. Dog, I go on stage, my voice wasn't 100, I admit, but the adrenaline, had me pumping, I get through it, do my thing, no theatrics, nothing. I don't even remember Benjai that year he came on stage by himself.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And a lot of people that night actually thought I won. I thought I won too.
Yeah. Who won that year?
Alpha won that year.
Alpha, okay.
Yeah. Big up Alpha, that is my brethren too.
What, I think you won Road Match 1 year too, right?
I won People's Monarch with Pandemonium.
Pandemonium. That's my favorite song.
Really?
Pandemonium by far is my favorite.
That song changed my life.
Yeah, Sidale song.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But competition,
yeah,
that one for me, and you know how things just get testy.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, yeah, Sidale, you win. And Alpha people like, yeah, Alpha, you win. They call results, I come second.
Yeah.
So now some of my supporters vex and I said, yo, don't be vexed.
Yeah.
First of all, as an artist, Alpha is an amazing artist.
Yeah.
Secondly, that is brethren. Thirdly, he deserved to win because he was better prepared. You understand? So now I have to calm down my supporters and be like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I should have won thing. Nah, I realistic with myself.
Right.
Had I come through and give my all and I feel like in my heart, boy, I win.
You put in the work.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't put the work in.
Right.
You understand? Because I prioritized doing my event. Right? Second time, last year I came second with Stick On You. That one was a good performance. We had some mishaps. And let me tell you, I was supposed to come from under the stage, right? And it was supposed to be smoke, fog, and thing, and I walking out. It was me and the leading girl. Was supposed to come out from under the stage. Brother, when this man, and that's why you had to rehearse everything. The man starts blowing his smoke from under the stage. I have my shades on, everything. I can't see nothing. Music started already. And I had a little panic.
Yeah.
I tell the girl, stay there. Let me get on stage first. Because now I had to start singing. I don't want to miss the cue. And I do my thing. Came second, one or I had a nice freestyle and thing. And I feel like Monarch. Yeah. I love Monarch. And I'm going to do it again next year. I took a break this year because again I wanted to focus on the events, and I gotta jump back in the thing next year. You know, you had a hand in my career, right?
Yeah. I know Kev had a definite hand. That's how come we got involved when we had Spice Jams Radio, because Kev was like, yo, you know, my friend from you know, Medgar. Yeah. You know, he does do soca. And remember, Kev used to do Soca City at that time. Right. We still trying to get him back here to get the Soca City started. But that's a
little green hair you have.
Yeah, that's a different conversation. So what can we expect next before we wrap up? What's coming up? What should we look out for you from the next, let's say, next year, 2020, even more recent? Like, what's in the pipeline? What's coming?
Well, definitely more music. I'm going to be releasing a song called Balenciaga.
Nice.
Probably next week.
Okay. Can we premiere it here?
I have a version of the song there, but it's mix yet.
And master. No, we want to do the world premiere, because right now we're about to lead this revolution in New York City. Okay. So you're ready to release? Come to us and
we go release.
We're gonna have the YouTube channel set up too. I don't know. How do you do your YouTube strategy? Like, send out your music to whoever is like the big guys, or do you
Julian's?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I post on my page.
Right. So we come in. We have something in the works for that too, but we're gonna talk offline.
Okay.
But so Balenciaga coming soon.
Yeah. And a lot of people. There's the thing about my style too, and this is me exploring my style. To the point, you familiar with basketball?
Yeah.
Let me give you this analogy. You know, typically in basketball, if you the short guy on the court, you're probably the point guard.
Correct.
And the tallest guy
is the center. Put him down in the post.
But now we have what we call positionless basketball.
Correct.
So you have a man like LeBron playing point guard, right?
What you call stretch fours.
Stretch fours and everything. Everything just mix up.
Yeah.
Right? So now I feel like genres are so intertwined.
Correct.
You can't even put your finger on and say, okay, this is a soca, this is a dancehall. So with me and my style now, I try to experiment with different sounds, different songs. Some of the songs I released this year, like Stick On You last year, it wasn't really a soca song. It was like an Afro. I brought the soca vibe to it, but the production was really Afro. I did So Sweet, which is another Afro song. I also mix up a lot of hip hop in my style too, even the cadence of how you sing, you know? You know how them men do that little staccato flow? We doing that in soca now, so everything is just meshed. So I now trying to just do different styles of music.
Right.
And so far it's been going well for me. Of course you're going to give people a traditional hardcore soca, but I think it's also important to explore different avenues. And while I am a soca artist, I think I need to start thinking as an artist.
Right.
Artiste.
Yeah.
And not just a soca artist. You understand? And by that I mean, if I want to express something and maybe soca is not the right genre
Yeah.
to express that sentiment, and I need to do it in something else, another genre, then I should have the freedom to do that.
Why people are so afraid to take chances?
That's why I love Kanye West as an artist.
Yeah. Oh,
I love Kanye.
As an artist, I love Kanye too, because the risks he's willing to take, it's all about getting that thing out there.
And I believe you have to take risks as an artist. I did a song 3 years ago called Broke It Up.
Yeah.
And I was cursing in the song of soca on the breaking down rhythm, right? Yeah. And I remember when I released that song, I was watching somebody the comments, and somebody said, "How you bringing this cursing thing in our soca?" Da, 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 da. And then now I see Cohen cursing in this thing. We have Lyric, who's one of my favorite artists of all time. I don't give a ass what nobody think. Yeah. I mean, it's a major curse, but still. So now, I'm not telling everybody to go curse in the music, but expression is something that you cannot stifle. If that's what that artist at that time was feeling that he needed to say on the song, allow him to say it.
Business-wise, where can people get your music to buy or listen, or if anything, they want to reach out and get your music?
So you could, of course, the usual mediums, YouTube, SoundCloud. I would encourage people to stream the music too. Give us a little 0.007.
Yeah, that's on the Spotify's and stuff, right?
Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all the digital platforms. As far as collaborating, producers, artists, they could hit me up on Instagram. My handle is Sidale_DTS.
That's on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could
anywhere else?
You can email. Nobody emailing me. You're emailing me. Message me on Instagram.
Jump in the DM.
Yeah. Sidale_DTS.
Right. Deeper than soca.
Deeper than soca. And I had to big up my DTS team. That's the brand.
Yeah.
We do everything from the events to clothing. I do a school tour in St. Lucia as well. And I'm looking to do some other stuff to expand the brand and whatnot. Yeah. So I just try and do everything, my G.
All right. So definitely great interview. Before you leave, though, I have just a few questions to ask. Collaboration-wise, who was your favorite person to work with? I know you worked with a few people from different islands, Slaughter, Skinny.
Oh, you know about that Slaughter?
Yeah, man.
You don't shoot my
So tell me some of your favorite collabs. Like
Big up Slaughter, you know. That is my artist.
Slaughter had a breakout here this year.
Yeah, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Terra.
Yeah.
Because a few years ago, Terra and I were in the studio, Terra Muddy, freestyling and thing. And I go off energy.
Right.
And them youths there.
Yeah.
I love Grenadian artists.
Right.
I love your style of music. I love how you go about doing things.
Can we expect you in Grenada anytime soon?
I want to come to Grenada next year. I have to experience the job.
Yeah.
I have to play a job.
You have to play the job. You see, all these guys was Leroy's Voice. Them guys played, man, dirty.
Yeah. Now I playing a real wicked job.
Yeah.
Now I go down there. I playing a wicked job. Wait, I forget the question. We had asked you.
That's when you know the interview is good, right? The conversation is good. Favorite collab,
right. Wow, boy. That one tough.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have to put Pandemonium up there with Wildfire. Like I said, that song changed my life.
Yeah.
Because I was at a point where I was going to give up on doing music.
Oh, wow.
I literally, and I think it was the same for Fire and I, frustrated.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for a while and not getting any, success with it really. And that recording session was magical. It was magical.
It came through in the song. I love Pandemonium. People, if you're listening right now, you've never heard Pandemonium, look it up wherever you are. Pandemonium is a great song.
Respect, bro.
Yeah. Great soca song. And
we did that song, right? Piece by piece.
Yeah.
We in the studio, just vibes in. Boom, catch a 2 lines record. And then when the song was done, we looking at each other like, yo, this song
we have
hard.
something here.
Yeah. We listening to this song on the tree. I remember Smokey, I gave a play for you.
Yeah.
Next day, mind you, my brethren Smokey.
Yeah.
Smoke and them not into soca like that. I mean, because, and that is my Quattro family, 8 Quattro. You hear me say Quattro in my songs a lot. Smokey and them not into soca like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I in it, so they now, you know, trying to learn about it and get appreciation for it. When I played Pandemonium for them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, son.
Yeah.
That's fire, son. So imagine a man who not into soca saying that as alright, we have something there.
Yeah.
We have something there. So that would probably be my favorite collab. But everybody I've collaborated with.
Yeah.
There's Nerdy, there's of course Pretty. Shemi J, Alpha. We did songs together. I did a song with Skinny Fabulous way back. When I just started singing. Skinny is one of my favorite artists. Favorite. A lot of people say we sound alike and whatnot. But yeah, everybody I've worked with, really, I enjoyed it.
Okay. So, I think we can do a wrap right here. We've been speaking for about an hour. That time
It's been an hour?
Yeah, more than an hour, bro. Yeah.
Wow.
We put down an hour here.
I feel like I just start talking.
Yeah, like I like I always say, it's a conversation, it's never an interview. We always strive to keep it light and keep it about the artist. This is no, you know, gotcha moment or try to create any viral moments. It's just platform to get your ideas, your visions, everything out there. So definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come through and, you know, just to come in. Don't forget, we're going to be that destination for premiere. So when you're ready to premiere, come back in.
Definitely.
We have the video set up. We have the radio show we do on Wednesdays and Mondays. We're looking to put in some more shows. So we're building out properly. And the vision here is to become the hub for Caribbean, everything Caribbean in New York City, and mainly to everybody in the outside diaspora for Caribbean content. So, you know, that's the vision, and I thank you for coming here and being a part of it from the start. Shout out to everybody that's locked in. Don't forget, follow us on Instagram at GMGT_LLC. We on YouTube at Good Music Good Times. Subscribe. We're definitely going to start putting up music and content there in a few weeks. We're working on a video editor. It's happening. Everything is a little bit slower than expected, but it's coming. So the people who's here from the start, who's been rocking with us, thank you. I want to shout out some people who was in the chat room tonight. Nikki Summers. Shout out to Ingrid. There was a young lady, Annie Love. I don't know who she is, but
that's my cousin.
She was very interactive with us. So shout out to Annie.
Big up Annie.
Billy Fortune, everybody that's locked in, if I don't get your name, my apologies. Sasha, Wally Black, Main Event. Eventually we're gonna start taking calls and have the viewers, you know, ask questions.
Nice,
so we're gonna get there.
Yeah, everything is a process.
You know, thanks for coming through, man. We appreciate the love.
I had a big up my people, you know, my G.
Yeah, go ahead, man. By all means.
Kevin, why you laughing, guys? Kevin is a cop. You had a big up Kevin.
Yeah, big up Kev.
I had a big up Kevin because when I decided to become an artist, he was one of the people I went to, and I'm like, yo, I want to sing soca. Yeah. And he directed me to Sean Mastermind Noel.
Okay.
He produced my first 2 songs, all right? So I had a big up Kev, had a big up my Shatta, DJ Treble. That's my boy. And we went to Med Gavers together.
I know the story, man.
So we had a big up the whole Port Man. So we had a big up Port Man.
So Kev happens to be one of the persons with the deepest knowledge of soca that I know.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Nobody comes close. Not even. Nobody comes close. Kev was playing Grenada soca before Grenada soca was a wave. And he was playing it like local. So we've been rocking out like for what, over close to 10 years now, and man, these Kev,
and I love that about him because
Kev
he has an
people.
appreciation for music. And like I said, you know, he helped start my career. So I had to big them up. Tanya, I had to big up. We big up Pone Man already.
Yeah, you big up Pone Man.
I big up Pone Man twice. Big up my shout out. But big up my whole DTS family, 8 Quattro family, my G Smokey there. And I big up all my G's in St. Lucia. Let me tell you, I have some people behind me who really support me. Even times when I feel like giving up, I have people who there supporting. And I big up my mother. I think my mother watching. I send her the link. I hope she watching. My mother.
Hey mom, big up yourself.
She's another big supporter of mine. I just want to big up everybody who takes time out to stream the music, comment, like, share. These things go a long way, as an artist. We put a lot of work in, I consider myself, this is my life. If there's no music, there's no life for me. So I go very hard, and I don't take this thing for granted. And I always try to put out content there that, is relatable to the people and I could love and enjoy. So I appreciate everybody who takes time out to love the music, listen, share. Goes a long way. You understand? And I hope to be back here.
Yeah,
when you have music to
drop. When you have music, just drop it as us.
And y'all need to come see Lucia next year. Don't stick.
I can't promise you next year 100%, but
I come in Grenada next year.
All right, well,
I come in. Well, I go in Cowpen.
Yeah. Cowpen is a big hit.
I go in Cowpen.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys. Share the page, share the link. Subscribe to YouTube, like the page, follow us. That's the only way we can grow and make this thing bigger. Peace out.
So that we pick up the vibes. No stooshness, no suit or no tie. So many girl come catching me eye. Girl come wine and give me a blind. Now she give me no ratings. Girl wine like she wanna start mating. We don't care if the people start saying things. Carnival colorful like a painting. Tweeper and soca. Yo fire, you ready? Boy, 8 Quattro. 8 Quattro. Boom. Alright, so boy, 8 Quattro. 8 Quattro.